Right, guys, just a quick one here on the government's amnesty for illegal immigrants that I mentioned yesterday. But before that, remember to follow me on Odyssey and my other social media channels linked down below. This is something I would suggest you do for all the creators you follow at this point. But enough of that, let's get on to the topic of this video. I myself have seen many people mistake this amnesty promoted in the press for an actual amnesty like the one that Joe Biden has given out over in the States. In fact, it's apparently something that was already policy, because even illegal immigrants have the right to see and use a GP without fear of being reported to the immigration services. Personally, I didn't actually know this, I had to look it up to verify it's true, but it is, and proves, as I've said before, this is a clown country. But I suppose, given how many activist Labour doctors we see promoted on the BBC, I expect the NHS is ripe with them, meaning I'm inclined to believe this policy for doctors to keep an illegal immigrant's details private would happen regardless. I can hardly see these Labour doctors giving away their details even if the government asks for them. But forgetting all that, let's be honest with ourselves here. The Tories have hardly been trying to deport illegals in the past decade, so this sort of medical amnesty is obviously going to be true, and would have been in action for years at this point. Labour did it without question, I am sure. But I feel I do have to say something that even Boris, the blithering idiot, knows a full-on amnesty would be a step too far for too many of his Tory voters. Because remember, offering full legal rights to 1.3 million people that literally have no right to be here and should have been deported instantly after they broke in would expose them to many of their own voters for the liars and snakes that most of us already know them to be. There is no way in hell this guy could be sitting there claiming to be taking back control on immigration, and pretty piss poor Patel would become a national laughingstock after all of her big talk. I mean, she ain't too far from it already, let's be honest. But one of the real issues that I see with this situation here is the slippery slope that this could take us down. You have to remember that we have a flip-flopping government that could well listen to the media. We have the Guardian, Sky News and every other left-wing media spunk trumpet banging on about this vaccine amnesty now not being enough. They want an end to the so-called hostile environment policy, three-bedroom homes for all, and no doubt full British citizenship. Of course, as I've said a million times, there is no such thing as a hostile environment policy, but if you ask me, all of this is really just pointless bits of propaganda by the government to increase uptake, and reactionary propaganda back at the government by lefty spunk trumpets who want these people living next door to you legally. I mean, let's get fucking real for a moment here. The government essentially grants illegal immigrants amnesty anyway, because they have no idea how many are here and do literally fuck all to get rid of them. As we have seen, they can shut down your life and lock you in your home against every human right imaginable, but they cannot deport people with no legal right to be here because of their human rights. That, in my mind, is proof of a government amnesty on illegal immigrants. They have more human rights than we do. What more of an amnesty do you really need? If you are not looking for the ones here and actually help any new arrivals cross the channel, that in my mind is an amnesty. Shit, it's actually an open door policy. As we all know, the new ones who arrive get themselves a 4-star hotel, or at the very least a military barracks, which as many have pointed out is 10 times more help than a British citizen would get if destitute, and fuck me, it's even more help than an immigrant would get who has moved here within the bounds of the law when I think about it. It actually seems illegal immigrants have more rights to houses and most other things than every other fucker here, native or not. How many legal migrants on a visa get offered 4-star hotel stays on the taxpayer? How many times has the government offered you a free hotel stay, free contract mobile phone, and free money with no questions asked? I will tell you how many times right now, none. How many times have these do-gooder charities paid for British citizens to go on a private tour of Liverpool's football ground just after they have won the Premier League title? I will tell you how many times that has happened right now, absolutely fucking none. At this point, it's clear to see that every government we have ever had does the bare minimum for the people here, yet new arrivals with no right to be here will get everything at your expense. I'll tell you something though, I will actually be interested to know how many of you guys have actually stayed in a 4-star hotel in your entire life, because I personally never have. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can watch my videos now on Odyssey. The link to sign up and follow me is in the video description. I will see you all in the next one though.